So from Heidegger onto Sartre. Sartre basically said that when we're absorbed in our perceptions, we have no idea about our consciousness. We exist without it. He says, so it's, for example, if I'm sitting in this room, I'm looking at the computer, I'm seeing the desk around me, I'm not really thinking about the fact that I'm here, sitting here. So we're existing without our consciousness. It's only when we reflect on our existence do we realise we actually exist in the world. It's only when I start thinking, hold on a second, I'm sitting here, that we actually realise that we exist. So he says a thinking person is outside consciousness. It's beyond human experience. It's transcendental. It's in a spiritual world, essentially. He doesn't like the ideas that Hume had about imagination being something of an interior world. So perception and imagination both consist in the mental representation of things. That's what he disagrees with. Sartre disagrees with that. Hume agrees with it. He says that imagining relates to an external object or idea. So, for example, if I'm imagining a horse, it's the fact that it's not an internal image that I'm imagining. It's not something that's like a file in my head that I'm saying, okay, horse, go down past H-A-H-O, and then to H-O, and it's filed under horse, and it's like an image that's in there and imprinted in my brain. It's that I'm finding an idea in the external world. In the same way, he basically says that we sort of created in the world. In the same way, if we're imagining a fictitious or fake thing, like a Pegasus, a flying horse, it's not that we're, like Plato said, combining ideas, for example a horse and a eagle or something else with wings. It's not that we're combining those ideas and making a Pegasus in our own little mind. It's not we've got the file of the eagle, file of the horse, smush them together to make a Pegasus. It's that we're imagining that idea and we're creating it in the external world. Similarly, Sartre says that emotions aren't internal feelings, that they're more like ways that we perceive the world. So, say for example, if I hate someone, I perceive that person as deserving of hate. It's not that I'm categorising them as hate inside me. It's that they to me, I'm perceiving them as hate. So also, if someone's depressed, then it's that the way the world is. I'm perceiving the world as something that is melancholy, hopeless, or something like that. It's not that I'm infected by an illness of depression. It's that the world is appearing sad, hopeless, and unhappy to me. So if we strip away these distinctions between anything that we experience, then we're left with pure being. So we strip away the idea of it being hopeless, melancholy, or someone as hateful. Then if we strip away all these different adjectives, we're left with pure being. And this pure being doesn't have cause, necessity, or reason. We've stripped those away. So it must therefore make its own. And Sartre says that there's only one being which exists before it can be defined by the formation of it, or the conception of itself. So before it exists, it's still defined. And Sartre says that, Heidegger also said this, that humans are the only people who do this. Because we don't have to follow a life pattern. We're not like a plant that we stick in the ground, it grows, it shoots up to the sky, it tries to spread out as much and absorb sunlight to grow and absorb water. We can choose how we act. We don't have to follow a specific life pattern. Yes, we grow and get larger and eat, but we can choose, after a certain amount of time, we can choose not to do those things. We can choose not to eat. For example, we can starve ourselves and perhaps kill ourselves if we have the strength to do that and stick to our choices, if that's what we really want to do. Sartre says that it's hard to do this, but we must do it. We must choose, and we must choose how we act and not follow the ideas of others. He said it's easy to follow moral codes or religions which have been set out for us, but we must choose, because we could fear living a double life, essentially. Say if my mum gets killed by a crazy lunatic today, then and I want to kill him, then, and if I'm a Christian, I would say, no, I can't do that because thou shalt not kill. Whereas in my head I might be saying, actually, I really want to. And Sartre called this idea bad faith. I'm living with a decision that someone else has made for me, so I'm not choosing for myself. Whereas if I'm not following any code, I'm following my own moral code, then it means that I could choose. I could say, yes, I could go and avenge my mother, or I could choose to forgive him, if it was worthy of forgiveness. And that choice is living in good faith, it's being true to yourself. And Sartre is essentially saying that allowing anybody else to choose for you is cowardly, and that you've got to listen to your own ideas and follow them regardless of society's pressures. And that's Sartre's existentialism.